Buddhism has always been in my life. I've always had someone who was a fairly devout Buddhist in my life, and they've always tried to bring me the Dharma. And it wasn't until I had gotten sober and I had started flying out here to visit and see my daughter that I picked up the book Dharma Punx and I read it, and it all made sense. And it was kind of then that I kind of decided that this is the path that I'm going to walk.
Much like Liam, there have been parts of my life, there are people in my life who have tried to sort of offer me meditation practices or teachers or books, but it wasn't until I started working for the AIDS Foundation that I developed a real sitting practice. And then I was super stressed out with work and found on like MySpace or something that Noah, who was my primary teacher, was hosting a retreat in Oregon. And so I signed up with having like zero idea how I was going to pay my rent, and like I just put all my money towards it and went, and that was probably like when I could say that I started practicing in a more honest way.
What's your meditation practice like outside of Sangha?
This week's been really scattered, but I did it 45 minutes on Wednesday.
Nice. Have you tried Anatta yet?
After about half an hour, like there's just sort of like, and I don't know, Children of Men, that movie.
That's an intense
Mike Clive Owen's
movie.
like leaving, and Julianne Moore's like, you know that little ringing you hear in your ears? It's like the sound of ear cells dying because like, it's that pitch you'll never hear again. I just always think it's that.
Yeah, I caught the reference when you put it on the Facebook.
Yeah.
No, that's Anatta. You got it. That's Anatta. What happens when I use Anatta? Because sometimes, like my breath and counting, I still get the monkey mind and I'm jumping all around.
Yeah.
And I'll use Anatta, and it literally feels like the sound of Anatta, that ringing, sucks the thoughts out of my head. And then as I continue doing that, there's only Anatta and breath, and there's no me or I. It's a really, really awesome experience when I'm lucky enough to have it.
Yeah. It just changes everything. I guess you just feel different, or I just feel different in the world. I feel different about the way that things impact me. I feel different about the way that I impact others. Dealing with conflict in skillful ways, dealing with disappointment, dealing with heartbreak. It's just a different set of tools that you can access. And of course I put it up on my Facebook, and so like I have like my Buddhist friends who are like, right thought, right action, right speech, and work with Buddhas in disguise and the opportunities for practice. And then I have other friends who are like, one of my friend who actually runs it in Seattle, Rachel, who's one of the coolest women I know, was like, or you could just put tape over your mouth and kick them.
I was doing a research project last year, stumbled upon a Dharma Punx enclave in Tacoma.
As part of the AIDS Foundation, I started doing some really light sort of meditation with my coworkers and with the youth group that we have, and found out that he was doing this training program, and so I was like, oh dude, the South Sound totally needs the Dharma, Tacoma totally needs the Dharma, and so went to this training program and started a weekly group in downtown Tacoma, because that's where I live. We met at a tea shop, and then we met at a coffee shop, and that's how I got to know Liam. And Jeff came and hung out with us one day.
I was like, well, okay, I've had this sort of cool mountaintop experience and like had this really great opportunity to like go out and like see the spectrum of like what is out there. Like this makes the most sense, so I'm gonna like go back out here, and this is like in January. So I'm gonna go down to the Dharma Punx meeting Sunday night, because their MySpace says they're meeting at One Heart. Okay, so I get there, One Heart's gone. Off the face of the planet, the coffee shop, which was next to the Grand Cinema. I was like, okay, this is supposed to be a sign or something.
We had lost our space, and we weren't getting the kind of response that we wanted in Tacoma. Like there weren't a lot of people who were coming to sit with us, and Liam and I were kind of trying to do it by ourselves, and we both work full-time jobs and have our own personal lives, and it just wasn't working. And so we'd kind of put it on the shelf. We'd been emailing back and forth like, yeah, we gotta get it started again. Word.
Word.
We do have to get it started again. And Jeff said that he wanted to start one. In this tradition, it's really important that people who lead or facilitate these kind of meetings don't push it on anyone. Mm-hmm. It's really important to wait to be asked. And so Jeff asked that we come out and start a meeting here on campus. And so we've been meeting for a couple of months.
Yeah, very
3 months? Yeah, we meet once a week. Is it 3 months?
That's September, I think.
Yeah.
End of September.
September. So, yeah, now it's the end of November.
Actually care about how I impact other people in the world and things around me. You know, I'm much calmer nowadays than I was before. It's had immense beneficial and positive impact on my life. I mean, we could sit here for hours and I could list it off, but you know, it's been very good.
If it's something that you feel compelled to commit your life to, find a community. It is one of the 3 jewels for a reason, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. You have to have a community, no matter where you find it, if it's classmates or if it's family. If you're going to walk a spiritual path, you can't do it by yourself.
It's allowed me to see things in context, so to try to pull back a little bit and say, like, okay, like, rather than I am feeling so hurt, it's like, what does this feel like? Like, what is this pain that I'm feeling right now? And to be curious about it, I guess, basically.
Just it helps me look at like things like that happen between other people and go, and you know, it's not that big of a deal. Things happen and people are people. And
We have the choice to let it be. It is what it is. Leave it alone and deal with it in a skillful manner that allows us to react with compassion and with love. That's what I do. It makes sense. That's why I do it.